Hey guys, it's Michael here. Today I'm going to go over the best 20 items that sold for us in a little over the past 48 hours. It's currently Sunday at 2 p.m. and the last time we mailed orders was on Friday around noon, so just a little over 48 hours. Again, this is going to be the best 20 items that we sold. We have sold so far 57 things this weekend for 2,400 bucks, but this is going to be some of our higher dollar items. If you're new to the channel, my wife and I, we resell men's clothing from thrift stores together full time, and we just started this YouTube channel to sort of help you guys out if you're getting into reselling or if you've been in it for a while and you just are trying to learn some new brands. So watch through this video and hopefully you guys see some things in here that you have not seen before. All right, so to start off, we sold these pair of Viberg boots. I had never heard of the brand before, but whenever I felt them, I knew that they were sort of a higher quality material. And so I looked them up and turned out that they're a really good item. The sell-through on it was definitely over 100%, if I remember correctly. And the cheapest one sold was like 200 or 300 bucks. So we ended up paying 40 bucks for these probably 2 months ago. And these just sold really well. I mean, the quality was there. They weighed probably 5 pounds and really good find. I was pretty pissed off about this. So whenever I bought these and listed them, I put them in a bin with some other shoes. And if you're a shoe seller, you recognize those. Those are Hoka sole marks. So a pair of Hokas was sitting on top of these. And I guess somehow it stained this leather. And so I had to remove the listing, retake the pictures, and decrease the price because of this flaw that I created by accident. Thank God I caught it before they sold and then went and pulled the orders and that was there. But yeah, so that's what happened. And so this is the tag Viberg. You really can't see anything on the outside to know what they are. You sort of have to just accidentally stumble across them. So yeah, these ended up selling for best offer. I believe they sold for $385 plus shipping. And yeah, great sale. Next item was this pair of Allen Edmonds. These sold for full asking price of $54.87 plus shipping. These had a little bit of wear on them, more than usual, what we usually pick up, but they still sold for a good price. These Park Avenue models are probably one of the best models they have. So if I ever find the Park Avenues, I usually pick them up no matter what really condition they are, unless the soles are about to just completely fall off. So yeah, these sold relatively quickly, I think in just a couple months. And I think I paid, is a tag there? No, it's not there. I think I probably paid around 10 bucks for these from Goodwill or something. So yeah, good sale. One thing to say about Allen Edmonds though is that in the past, almost everything used to be good to pick up, but now it's only certain models and certain colors. So this number here, this 4-digit 5675, that's the model number. If you look that up, it will pull up the exact color and everything so you can see if they're selling pretty well. All right, this is Wallace & Barnes. This is what the tag looks like. This is a great brand, no matter what category you're in. Their shirts and stuff sell for about 30 to 40 bucks. This happened to be, I believe, it was like a little jacket, so almost like a shacket style. So it was a little bit thicker, weighed about 2 pounds. I think we picked this up for about $8 or $9 at a thrift giant across the street from our house. Probably, let me see what the SKU is. Probably, yeah, this is about 3 months ago. So this sold for best offer. Let me see what this best offer was. This sold for $52.99 plus shipping. So still a good sale. We usually only accept offers that are 10% less than the list price. So if it's more than that, it just depends on the item, but typically 10% is our cutoff. It's pretty common, honestly. We probably find 1 or 2 a month, so it's not super common, but it's relatively common enough to find it. And always pick it up. All right, next one's a really good brand. If you're in the men's clothing category, you probably already know this one, but it's Howler Bros. This was one of the better shirts that they make. This is more of a flannel. It was pretty thick as well, probably a little over a pound. This sold for $46.44. Yeah, $46.44 full price. We always buy these. The thrift stores really haven't caught on to this being a good brand yet, and so it's really great whenever you find it, and they sell really well. This item had, I believe, 20 watchers on it before it sold, and this one sold in about a month and a half. So super quick seller. Always pick it up if you find it. Just make sure there's no crazy flaws or anything with it, but great brand. Next item, we just bought this and listed it last week. It's this Viore fleece button-up shirt. Um, this had two flaws with it. It was missing two buttons, one on the cuff and then one on the front pocket, I believe. Viore is a great brand. We're finding it more often now than we have in the past. I don't know why. We find at least one piece a week, if not two or three. So Viore is typically always a pickup unless the price is too much. But yeah, again, this was listed just last week. Sold for, I believe, best offer. Yeah, I sent offers. Best offer of $43.99 plus ship. Still a great sale, especially considering that it had two of its buttons missing without replacement buttons. So don't be scared if it has, some flaws like that. Viore and some other brands that are super high end and quick sellers, sometimes the flaws people just don't care about. They'll go spend $5 and get the buttons, like new buttons put on or whatever it is. And so, yeah, don't be too scared if something has a flaw. Just make sure it has a really good sell-through rate so it can back up that flaw. Next item is this Brooks Brothers sweater. I usually don't pick up Brooks Brothers unless it's certain things, and most of their stuff is not good. The reason why I picked this up was because it was this material Shetland wool. So I looked up Brooks Brothers sweater Shetland wool, and the sell-through on it I believe was like over 1 or 200%. And so ended up taking a shot on it, even though it did have some flaws here. We have a hole, I think, in the middle front of the shirt. Yeah, that was the only flaw. That and another tinier hole. So I think I paid probably about $5 for this at a Goodwill on half off day, or one of its tags that were half off. And the other reason why I bought this though is because it's cable knit. So cable knit typically goes for a little more money whenever it comes to sweaters compared to just generic no pattern sweaters. So cable knit mixed with that Shetland wool was really good. This sold relatively quickly, I believe. This sold really quick. We listed this, I guess, a week or two ago. So it sold in a week or two for, let's see here, for best offer. So sent an offer for 10% off. Someone accepted it for $43.97 plus shipping. So great little quick sale. This item's been sitting for a while now. This is Carolina Herrera. This is a really good brand. This sold also, I believe, for best offer, correct? $47.83, so about $48 plus shipping. This shirt actually I accidentally bought. I thought that this was at the thrift store only $10 or something, and I misread the tag, and it was $30. So I was pretty upset about that. It was $29.99, and I thought it was $2.99. So I got home and my wife was like, I saw that the other day and it's $30. Why'd you buy it? And I was like, no, it sounds $2.99. And I looked at the tag and it was $30. So luckily it still sold for $47.83, like I said. But a real bummer that I paid $30 for this by accident. And this took 2.5 months to sell. But still, got my money back even after the fees and stuff. Probably still made, $10 or something like that on it, but I'm just happy that we got our money back. But Carolina Herrera, really high-end brand. Some of their jackets and stuff go for hundreds of dollars. Their button-up shirts go for around $50 or more dollars. Just make sure that it's not faked. It's faked quite a bit, and so just make sure you're not buying a non-legit item. Next item is this Lululemon. I believe it's full zip hooded jacket. This is one of their. I can't remember the model of this brand or the model of this style, but it's sort of that like breathable material. It's really lightweight, and it has always like a saying down here within the hemmed bottom of the shirt. And so this one we listed again last week, and it sold for a best offer of $43.99 plus shipping. Really quick sale. Lululemon, we don't mind paying up for it if it's a little higher priced. I think we got this at half off day of $30, so we probably paid about $15, but I don't mind paying $20 for these because they're just such quick sellers. Lululemon is a great brand, everyone knows it, and I think it will always stay that way. It's just super high quality stuff, so we pick up Lulu all the time, and it usually sells really quick for us. All right, this next one is a pair of shoes, a pair of No Bulls. If you don't know this brand, it's a training shoe, like a CrossFit shoe. These were in not super great condition, but the thing is that these sell really quick. I mean, even with, some heavy use with them, they'll still sell really well, just like Hoka's and On Clouds. So picked these up for, I believe, $6.99 across the street. I listed these less than a month ago, and they sold for best offer of $39 plus shipping. So I always buy no bulls. I know a lot of resellers now are catching on to the brand. You know, a couple years ago, these used to be unknown to resellers, and I could buy them for $10 and sell them same day for 60, 70. But market's a little bit more flooded now, but it's still a really good shoe to pick up. Next item is a pair of Rock Revivals. Honestly, we rarely get to pick these up. I mean, the thrift stores price these astronomically high, more than we can even resell them for. But I believe this one was missed. I mean, it had to have been missed because we don't buy these unless they're like $10 or less. Um, I don't know a whole lot about Rock Revival, honestly. I always just end up looking up the model to make sure and the size to make sure that it's going to sell really quickly. This one took a long time to sell. So this is one of my older items. This is probably about 6 months ago. So listed as 6, maybe 7 months ago. Price has been decreased over time. They did sell for the asking price of $35.90 plus shipping. And so this also had a flaw in the back, you know, missing a little button there. I don't really know what that is, honestly. It's been so long. Either way, had a little flaw. But still, Rock Revival, good brand. It's just almost impossible to find it at the thrift store without it being jacked up in price, unless you're hitting the bins or something. But yeah, super good brand. Most people know it. Keep an eye out for it. Another Lululemon item. This was listed with that other one. Same guy donated this one. 2XL. So yeah, it's this metal vent model. So the metal vent stuff, I believe from my understanding, is mostly they have the writing down here, and the size is also down there if you don't know. It's stitched in with a little pattern. This stuff, the metal vent stuff, definitely goes for more money than the generic Lulu stuff that, you know, that's just made out of, I don't know, the heavier material and stuff. So this stuff we don't mind paying up for. Again, probably paid about $15 for this item. It's sold at best offer for $38.57 plus shipping. Very quick sale, listed it last week, so quick flips. We don't mind paying up for those. Canali pants. I think, man, the slacks category is really slacking in resellers. I mean, we find a ton of stuff in the slack sections around here in Dallas, and I just think it's untouched. It's really hard to look through the pants section, but the Canali pants, they have that little trim there that says Canali all over it on almost all of their pants. So I usually will just walk down the aisle and just look down into that seam, and there's quite a few models of pants and brands of pants that do that, and I'll just do a quick scan and grab whatever I see that, you know, we resell, whether it's Peter Millar, FootJoy, Canali pants. They all have that sort of seam that you can easily see without having to flip through each item. So we picked these up. They sold for best offer of $34.99 plus ship. These were more of a recent listing, month and a half ago, maybe less than a month, honestly. So Canali pants we always pick up. They usually sell around $30 to $40, just depending on condition. These did not have anything wrong with them, thankfully, and so they sold really quickly. And if you find them in all wool, I think most of them are 100% wool, the more money they typically go for. So just make sure the condition's really good on these, because if you start having holes and stuff in the wool, you won't really be able to sell them all that well. This is a beautiful Peter Millar quarter zip. It's hard to tell in the photos, but this was super nice. It was almost brand new, it looked like. And I've never seen a Peter Millar with this salmon color with the blue. It was just a really nice quarter zip. It's a bummer that these don't go for more money, not as much as the summer comfort models and stuff, but still glad to supply someone with such a nice quality shirt. We did have a little bit of pilling, as I just said that it was like new. It was like new, but the only problem is that from some of the wear, it just had some of this slight pilling, mostly because I believe part of the material, it is cotton polyester, so it just had some pilling from the armpits, underneath both armpits, very slight. Nothing a little fabric shaver can't fix in a few seconds. So this sold for best offer of $33 plus ship. Really quick little sale. I think we listed this 2 weeks ago. So quick flip. Love Peter Millar stuff. Just has to be the right line and the right category and the right item. So still, we pick up a ton of Peter Millar stuff. All right, Page jeans. These are also hit or miss. They don't sell for a ton of money, but they do sell decently well. It just has to be the right model, and it has to be men's. It can't be women's. So these were the Federals, this like darker bluish gray color. They sold, I believe, within less than just a little over a month and a half. Not much to say here besides just make sure you look up, page men's jeans and then look up what that tag is and make sure that it is in fact an item that sells through really well, because some of their models just don't sell at all, but for the most part I think the majority of them sell really well. And make sure you check the size as well. The size is a huge part. These were 32s, great size, really quick seller. So I think the size is probably what sold this quicker than it being a 38 or a 40. So, and I think I said it, but okay, no, I didn't. These sold for best offer $31.92 plus ship. All right, pair of Cole Haans. If you saw my recent video of what sold, where I sold those Cole Haan 0 grands that were all white, I said that we usually pick up these Cole Haans, these 0 grands that have this teeth sole looking thing. So we pick up typically all of these unless they're in really poor condition. And these sold for best offer of $30 plus ship. We can usually sell these really quickly, the ones that look like teeth, 0 grands. And so I always just pick them up unless they're just really stained or really worn on the soles. Zero restriction. This brand I would probably advise not picking up if you're newer to reselling. This one sometimes is really hit or miss, honestly. I don't really know how to explain it. It used to be a really good brand 2 years ago in their vest category. The thing I will say is that we have stopped buying everything except for these Tour Series models. These Tour Series models seem to do well still. This was listed, this is what I mean. These were listed 4 or 5 months ago. And while they still sold for best offer for $33 plus ship, they just sit a while. So if you're okay with an item sitting a little longer than 3 months, the 100% sell-through mark, go ahead and pick these up if they're the Tour Series. But for the most part, we usually try to stay away from this brand unless it's just really cheap. I'm sure we probably paid $5 for these. It also doesn't help that they had this little flaw here, but not a big deal. Someone will probably be able to just clean that up really easily. Next item is Swannies. So we bought this. We would have bought this anyways if it didn't have this Cowboys logo, but the Cowboys Golf Club sort of helped it, us being in Dallas. And Swannies is a good brand with their polos and as well as, I guess, their quarter zips and stuff. Their polos don't go for a ton of money. They go for, $20, maybe 25 at most, depending on the pattern. But this little pullover sold relatively quickly. We listed this just 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. And sold for full price, $29.99 plus shipping. And yeah, great little brand. It's a golf brand, not really known, not really popular, but still sells really well. So just make sure that you look up the sell-through on these items depending on what category it's in. And we believe that this little Cowboys logo probably helped. So a lot of people will stay away from it, but Cowboys are doing well right now this year. So we're in the middle of football season, and I guess someone wanted it for their team. Next item is this Tommy Bahama 3XLT Island Zone. Island Zone Tommy Bahamas do a lot better than the standard Tommy Bahamas from what we've noticed. Typically a 3XL T, just normal Tommy Bahama solid blue like this, would go for probably 25 to 28 in our store plus ship. This one ended up going for $29.99 plus ship because of that Island Zone, I believe. And so every time we find Island Zones, we usually pick them up. The problem is that a lot of times they're like $9 at thrift stores around here, so we have to pass on a lot of them and just wait for them to go on sale. But we love selling Tommy Bahama, love the brand, love their shirts. They're still selling really well even though it's the middle of winter. All right, 2 more brands here. We got Visconti Black. So this brand is not 100% sell-through, but the reason why I bought it is because it was new with tags. It was $4 at Goodwill, new with tags, and also it was a big size, 3XLB. And what's funny is that this actually had a face mask attached. This was a COVID item, and I guess Visconti did this thing where they were matching they attach a mask with the same pattern as like the cuffs on their shirts, which is pretty cool and interesting. So yeah, this item I listed about a month and a half ago, and it sold for best offer of $30 plus shipping. So still sold within a month and a half really well, but I will say the sell-through on it was not great. I just took a shot on it because it was $4 and I liked that mask idea that they had going with it. So pretty cool item, and because it was new with tags. I will say though that the Visconti stuff that is paisley, that stuff is 100% sell-through. Big sizes and paisley, you'll get 100% sell-through on those items, but this one just happened to be a plain one. So Last item is this Wrangler flame resistant pearl snap shirt. I paid, I believe, 80 cents for this thing on a half off day. It was like $1.50, and then ended up being 75 cents. Had this stain on the sleeve, but the paisley pattern with it being flame resistance for Wrangler doesn't, I mean, it's a work shirt. I don't think people really care all that much, even with like the logo on it, ExxonMobil, XTO Energy. Sold for full price, $28.86. Listed this 2 weeks ago. Still a bunch of stains all over the place. Nothing too crazy, but beautiful shirt. And yeah, quick seller. Flame resistant Wrangler stuff sells really well. It's all work shirts, and typically the distressedness of it doesn't matter all that much. So yeah, 75 cents into $28.86. And we got 2 of these actually at this store. So the other one was like $1 more, but got 2 of them, and the other one has not sold yet, but I'm sure it will very soon. This one probably just sold quicker because it was a paisley pattern. So those were the 20 items that sold for the most money in the past 48 hours to 50 hours for our store. Tons of other items, another I think 36 items that sold, 37 items that sold over this past 2 days, but they were lower end items, and I didn't want to make the video an hour long going through them all. So just wanted to show you guys the top 20 ones that sold for us. Hopefully you guys saw something in here that you did not know was good, or maybe you realize like, hey, it doesn't matter too much if an item has a hole in it whenever it comes to a Brooks Brothers sweater, you know, as long as it's got Shetland wool. So condition matters a lot, but a lot of times it might not matter. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys have any questions or videos you want to see in the future, leave a comment below. Please like, subscribe, and you guys have a good week. Thanks.